How to do your first real estate deal. I often get asked, how do I do my first real estate deal? Well, that's a very complicated question because someone's either just getting started in real estate, or they have no money, or they have saved up a little bit of money, or their dad was a developer, or they read a book, or something, and they want to get started in real estate. So how do you get started? Well, it's not an easy answer, but I'm gonna try my best to answer the question. Let me use an analogy. Getting started in real estate is essentially the same as starting to cook for the first time. Essentially, if you're hungry, in this case, if you're motivated to get into real estate, we'll go back to the analogy of making your own meal. You have certain resources, certain foods that you like. You have certain food in the fridge. You have certain food in the grocery store. Just like real estate, you have certain idea of what kind of investing you want to do. Real estate is a whole big pie. There is commercial real estate, there is residential real estate, there is industrial, leasing, there's manufacturing, there's storage units, there's flipping homes, there's wholesaling, there's brokerage. There's all these different types of things you can do in real estate. So where do you get started? Well, it's exactly the same thing as going to the grocery store. You've got to find out what your preference is. It's also important to, just like when you're going to a restaurant, look at the menu and seeing what is attractive to you. And what's attractive to you depends on where you are at your stage of life. And I would call that sort of how hungry are you? When you want to make yourself something, are you looking to make yourself breakfast? Are you looking to make yourself dessert? Are you looking to make yourself a big lasagna? So what are your goals with investing? Do you want to do it short term? Do you want to do it long term? Do you want to do it passively? Do you want to do it actively? Do you want to be swinging hammers? Do you want someone else to manage it? Are you going to be fixing the toilets yourself? All those questions you got to ask yourself. And just like making yourself a meal, what level of quality, what level of detail? Do you want to use organic ingredients? Do you want to just go to Costco and buy? Do you want to get it ready to made? So there's all those different aspects you got to take into account because real estate is very wide and deep. So you want to understand, first of all, what your needs are. Number one, do you have any experience, right? If you don't have any experience, you don't really know which direction to go to. So the first thing you need to do if you don't have experience is develop knowledge or develop an idea of the real estate spectrum and decide where you want to be into. Residential real estate, maybe you want to be in commercial real estate. What kind of risk appetites do you want to take? Do you want to take a lot of risk or do you not want to take any risk? How much money do you want to invest? Do you want to invest no money? Do you want to invest all your money? You need to have all these questions answered. Do you want to bring in money from your parents or the money that you inherited? Having all those things answered beforehand allows you to have a better idea of what kind of deal you should do to get started. Another thing that you need to be aware of is what type of money do you want to make in real estate? Do you want to focus on cash flow and income producing properties, or do you want to focus on capital gains or making profits or selling real estate? Once you have those things into account, it really gives you an idea of what you want to do. What I'm going to share with you is what I did. And so I didn't have any money, I didn't have any resources, didn't have any experience, didn't have a lot of things. And so for me, the first thing that I did in real estate was to get into flipping homes. And I didn't have any money to buy a property, so I got into wholesaling. And wholesaling is just identifying a property that is a good investment property and then selling it to another investor and making a small profit. So that's how I got started in real estate. You might be different. Maybe you would want to become an agent. Maybe you want to buy a multifamily property that produces income. Maybe you want to invest on the side. Maybe you want to just invest as a lender or as a passive investor in a fixer-upper or in a bigger commercial property. That really just depends on where you are at your stage of life, the type of risk you want to take, and what your goals are for the short term and the long term. So I hope this video helped you start asking questions to yourself of how to do your first real estate deal. Once you have that, you'll have more of an understanding of the direction you want to take. But if you're not sure of the difference between residential and commercial investing, like and subscribe so that you can stay tuned and check out that video as well.